All right, welcome everyone. This is my initial draft here on StreamYard. I'm gonna be streaming this onto YouTube. You have to bear with me because I don't got a mic. I don't got a microphone outside of the laptop, and I also don't got a mouse yet. So I'm kind of winging it. I'm gonna do the combination of using my phone to draft, so you ain't hearing the clicking in the background. I go by the Red Badger. I know my badge turned to bronze, but I still go by the Red Badger, um, aka Petty Munster. So we have one more to start in this lobby. Uh, so waiting for one more to come on, and we will go from there. Let me go to active over here. Okay, and I'm going to show you the draft board. Believe that's correct. Uh, Still got one more to start. So, yeah, one more. Um, so this is going to be a work in progress. All this is new to me. 44 years old. Computers I came up with was IBM, and it was more about learning how fast you could type. Okay, we got the 1.3. Great pick. Loving it. Um, and I was playing games like Oregon Trail. So that's my amount of literacy when it comes to these types of things. But you got to start somewhere, and here we are. So let's get this show on the road. Got about 30 seconds before this draft starts. Shout outs to the other people in the community that I follow. Peter Overzet, uh, great content. One of my favorite creators out here. I also like Mason Dodd and Flock Fantasy. He's dope as well. Then you got the Fantasy Football Show with Smitty. I like him as well. And I've been tuning into the Toxic Tower and Chad Candles as well. So shout outs to you guys. 1.3. What I'm looking at, of course, is I'm going to stick to the board and I'm going to draft Jamar Chase. And I like using the star method to have my players pretty much on board when it comes around for me to pick, and I ain't missing no one. So we'll see how this draft goes. All right, JSN off the board. Okay, what am I doing over here? Nah, I ain't want to do that. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so now y'all get to see the draft board over here. I'm using my TV as a second monitor, so this is the way I'm trying to finagle this draft for y'all. Once again, my presentation will get better as I learn more about how to use this all. All right, where's my mouse? Right here. Go back over here. Okay. CD Lamb's off the board. James Cook and Hampton go off the board. Probably should be queuing up some more of my players that I like. up in 6 picks. Sometimes you just gotta jump in the deep end, and you gotta start somewhere. And I'm far from perfect. This is a learning experience for me, and I hope that y'all will continue to like and subscribe and follow me along this journey of trying to become a better streamer overall. Um, Showing people that you don't have to know everything when it comes to tech and a computer and a laptop, but if there's a will, there's a way, and here we are. I got frustrated yesterday because I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Um, then I got up today and about 8:30 a.m. to a little after 12 before I actually figured out what was what. Okay, we're on the board. Who do I like here right now? Who was my first pick? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Mr. Nico Collins. Jeremiah Love goes off the board to the Bijan drafter. We have the 1.1 about to make a draft selection. Who do they take? They take George Pickens, which makes sense with them going Jahmyr Gibbs 1 overall, and then they follow that up with Devonta Smith. Now we have the Bijan drafter. I would think he would go wide receiver. He does with Rashee Rice. So that leaves me in a situation. Do I want to take Breece Hall, Trey McBride, Olave? What I'm going to do in this situation is I'm just going to double down on receiver, and I'm going to pull up Malik Neighbors. I know he's been going much later, but at this point, the best options to me were the receivers. I could have selected Breece Hall or ETN or pulled up Kyron. Those would have been my choices there. Um, Kind of sucks when the second round running backs are off the board. You're hoping that maybe Derrick Henry, maybe a Chase Brown fall back to you when you're picking, at number 3. Usually the lucky spot is probably at pick 5, where the JSN drafter sometimes could land big dog Derrick Henry. Um, I've never gotten lucky to have the number 3 pick and get Derrick Henry to fall back to me there. I've seen it happen. I think Pete had that happen on his draft. I believe Mason as well has scenarios where that actually paid out. Um, Times that I try to go 0 RB hasn't really worked out so well. I kind of messed up with one that I actually liked as far as getting the receivers I preferred, but I ended up selecting multiple running backs with the same bye week, so that kind of made things a little rough there on the outlook of that team. We're up in 8 picks. Let me back out of here so I can get back to my rankings. Um, Mine is not exactly the same as the ADP landscape, but this actually helps me in the long run. I'm trying to draft well as this actually being the first time me ever attempting to do this. So it's what I said. I'll get better. I'll be more fluid in the future. But we're up in 3 picks. Josh Jacobs goes off the board. Terry McLaurin. Adams. So those top tier receivers that you normally look to get at picks 47, 48, 49, 50, they're off the board. So where are we at? We got Luther Burden, who I haven't took really any of, falling to us at pick 46. So I'm going to select him at a value because I don't have much Luther Burden at all this year. I don't like going 4 straight receivers because then I get stuck in the scenario where I end up, going 0 RB, and I don't really like the running backs that I got. Now, there's probably no chance of me being able to get Loveland coming back. He's most likely going to go off the board before we select here at 51. Most likely right here. No, he doesn't. And I do not have much Loveland. Loveland and Burden, come on down. We will take that. Yes, sir. Beauty. Beauty. Now, that's something that hasn't happened to me thus far this year. For one, there's receivers that I like over Burden. For two, I like taking tight ends a little later, like in the 9th, 10th, and 11th round, as opposed to these elite tight ends like Brock Bowers and Trey McBride, and also Colston Loveland. Because basically, you need Colston Loveland to have like a Kittle type impact at his draft cost. And I know it's highly possible. He's got the skill set. He's got the talent. He's got the draft capital. He exploded late in the season last year. So, I mean, but there's also values there that I generally like over taking a tight end, like Devontae Adams, Terry McLaurin, sometimes Mike Evans is the route that I would go. And then if I'm looking at running back, I would look at like a Swift, Bucky Irving, sometimes Cam Scatterbull falls there. And sometimes you're getting Jacobs as well with, the off-field issues or whatever that, transpired. And so people are leery of him. So sometimes you get him falling back at that range around, there's times that I have gotten Jacobs at pick 46. And early on in the season, he was going at what? 25, 26, right there, at the 2-3 turn. So let me get back. I'm forgetting to star up my players. I don't want to be missing anything right now. Not right now, baby. Trying to cook with gas. And I hope you all are having a, wonderful day. Hope your drafts are amazing. Hope that you got a lot of EV on your teams. Your teams are positively correlated. Remember, as they say, week 17 is all that matters. So let's get it done, baby. Jaden Daniels goes off the board. This guy can do a little bit of anything. He got one tight end, one. Okay, he goes Stevenson. So what does hit him with the what? Hit him with the gritty. Okay. Now, I'm not taking a chance of not getting my guy. At this point, I committed to getting, with Burden and Loveland. So me not getting Caleb for any reason, if these other drafters decided, hey, I'm going to take Caleb unstacked. So Jalen Warren goes off the board. I'm really behind that running back, but I mean, this is a unique start for me because I do have elite receiver play. I got a solid and if not great to elite tight end potential and paired them with Caleb. So Did Joe Burrow go off the board? Let me find out. Come on. Take Drake May. Take Drake May. Oh, come on down, Joey. Cigar smoking Burrow. And now we are not worried about quarterback at all, but we sure as hell got to catch up at running back. Ooh, 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 ooh. Go lay down. I didn't want to lock my dog up in the cage because she get jealous anytime she hears me talking as if I'm on the phone. So she's over here being nosy. Go lay down, Duchess. Now our issue is really going to be at running back, but I am loving this uniqueness in this start. If I could take any pick back, it's probably Neighbors. Maybe I should have took a Brees Hall or a ETN. Because I'm liking the fact that I got Bird and Loveland and Caleb. Not to mention, I still was able to stack Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow. So, running back is going to be an issue. So, let me get back to queuing up some players. We need some high upside swings. We need something because it's looking spooky, very very spooky in this backfield. And you talk about a zero RB build, my God, what am I doing? And this being the first draft for me on going live. I mean, let's get her done. Let's figure this out. Let's see if we can land this plane, or is it going to be a total wreck? Because I did not select a running back where I took Malik Neighbors. I don't got to worry about tight end for a minute. Not with the capital that I invested in Loveland already. So even if a tight end I like is still on the board, it's not no bueno. No go. Okay, what do we have here? There is Herbert going off the board. As I get better at maneuvering this, that sucked. I would have liked Kyle. Need anybody right now. G. Hartman goes Patrick Mahomes. Hit him with the gritty. What you doing? What you doing, Playboy? Leave me something. Oh, you leave me nothing. 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 Oh, can I can't even pass. I should go Worthy, but I need some sort of running back play. I don't even like JK. Don't like him. But what do you do? What do you do? I'm cool at receiver. I'm cool at quarterback. Cool with having one tight end right now. So now it's just about these running backs. For real, for real. He's got week 10, week 10. Fuck it. I'm just going to have to deal with it. This is what I was saying I did not want to happen. It's either that or I pulled Rashard White up. I didn't necessarily want to do that either. So we got Pittman off the board. Jacoby Myers is off the board. Harold Fannin is off the board. As y'all like to call the duck-footed man that just happened to do pretty good last year with them feet of his. Matthew Golden off the board. Golden going to the team that has Tucker Kraft as well. And they have what looks to be an unstacked Jalen Hurts. Kyle Pitts goes off the board. David Mulligetta continues to get these players their money. I think that's the issue with George Pickens in Dallas is this agent. But look, Pitt signed the tag and he got his money. So Baker and Kyler go off the board. Okay, the team that took that has Addison and Egbuka, so that makes sense to stack them. Bill goes off the board. Now he has that bring back with having those 3 Jacksonville players and Bill because they play week 17. Jackson Dart goes off the board. Does this player have Scatterboo? No, he just takes an unstacked Dart. But, I mean, when Dart falls to pick 112 and got an ADP of 97, I mean, how? That's for you, Pete. I'm out here value hounding for somebody else. Okay. Wandell Robinson goes off the board. Staffy goes off the board to the drafter that also has Adams. Oh, here we are back at this running back situation. Oh, it's bad. Jordan Mason. I mean, at this point, I need whoever. I don't even like this dude either, but it is what it is. We're trying to have a unique team that's going to struggle at running back if I don't pick somebody. Like I said, I'm not worried about quarterback. I'm not worried about tight end. If I took Loveland in the 5th round, I need him to actually do something. Like I need him to be one of the top 5 performing tight ends week in and week out. Or else it's not worth taking a tight end in round 5. Even Kittle, he only hit twice. What was it? Last year and then what, 2023 at that draft capital? So here we are now. I'm not taking Rodriguez. I got Loveland. I could take Conception, but I'm going to take Mr. Travis Kelce. Yes, I is. Yes, I is. And I could stop at 2 tight ends. I mean, I could have took Conception to give me, some more help at receiver. But, I mean, when you got alphas like Jamar Chase as your receiver 1, Nico Collins as your receiver 2, Malik Neighbors, if he's any semblance of himself at some point, your receiver 3. And Luther Burden, who, if he translate and plays the Armand St. Brown role in Ben Johnson's offense as your receiver 4, and you only need to start 3, we in there like swimwear. We in there like a fat chick in a bikini. If you know what I mean. Know what I mean, Vern? Shout outs to Erner Scared Stupid. Telling you, I'm an old head. Me and the flannel verse. We like the old heads right now. He been in it longer than me, and he jumped in too. And shout outs to you. Shout outs to Nez Tate. Even my little nemesis that doesn't even know he's my nemesis. Davis Maddock. All because he sniped me or the Kansas City Chiefs player. About two years ago. So, But I'm slowly realizing he's a Chiefs fan, so I can't let that formulate my opinion on him because he's a good dude. I, you know, and he's in the flock league this year, so now it's like okay, now you're across two different people that I follow. First it was Pete, now you're over there with Mason. Okay, I'm watching you. I'm watching you, buddy. All right, Goddard goes off the board. Tracy goes off the board. Let me flip over here real quick and scroll down. Like I said, I know my presentation is not you know that great right now, but hopefully I can you know get better at this along the way. Might have some music in the background, try to serenade my way into the minds and the public out here as we're drafting these fantasy football teams at 1:38 p.m. Eastern time, baby. Okay, we're on the board right now, and we're still struggling at running back. And once again, the running back I like right now has a week 10 bye as well. What do I do? What do I do when Jonah Coleman is the best running back for you, me? So we got 3 10s and a 6. 3 10s and a 6. So peculiar. Should I? No, he already went. That won't work. That won't work. Chig. Okay, Chig is gone. Chig is up, man. The Chig is up. So what do I do? Do I reach on Sharps or do I take Denzel? I'm gonna take Denzel Boston. I'm gonna pull him up there, son. Give me another receiver that might get, might help us along the way. If we get any kind of quarterback play out of Mr. Deshaun Watson and Shador Sanders, maybe Denzel Boston will be a pretty good pick there. Instead of me reaching on Charbonnet, who's at best expected to return somewhere around November, December of this year. So I have to take that in consideration when trying to build out this team. And mind you, I'm only doing one draft with y'all folks today because once again, I got to work on this presentation and get a little bit better for y'all so that y'all actually will sit here and watch me for about an hour drafting some teams. Debo Samuel goes off the ball. Who we got next? Daniel. I done ruptured my Achilles Jones and Tank Bigsby. I like that name. Tank Bigsby. Reminds me of an old name down here in Texas. Tank Bigsby. Why they call him Tank? Because when he was a baby, he had a head like a tank. And he comes from Bigsby, the Bigsby family. All right, Brent Strange off the board. We picking next at 166. So let me go back to my star method. I really don't need no tight ends. So I'm going to look at receiver. Still going to look at running back. Jeremy Bernard, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Judy, Ted Hurst, Zachariah Branch, Kate Otten, Tank Dale, Bradford Adams, Eli Stars, Brandon losing his mind now, you. David Njoku, Tyreek. I watched him lose his leg on live TV. Ill. Cooper Cup and Elijah Surratt. Oh, Chris Bell too. Okay. What do we have? 2452. 2452. Okay, Caleb Williams, Burrow. 3 running backs with a week 10 bye. Pretty good at receiver. Don't need no tight end. Okay, the JSN drafter got Sam Darnold. Who does he take now? Antonio Williams. Okay, so who do we have? Charbonnet, come on down. We need you, brother. Yeah. Hopefully you're back before by week 11. I have 5 running backs. I still need to take another running back. All jokes aside, Dylan Sampson. No, I'm gonna go with Nick Singleton. It's a rookie, swing on somebody. Hopefully he emerges out that backfield. Tony Pollard is in the final season of his contract with Tennessee this year. So plus he gives me somebody that does not got a week 10 bye. So now I got 2 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 5 receivers, and 2 tight ends. I have Caleb Williams stacked with Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, and I have Joe Burrow stacked with Jamar Chase. At running back, we have J.K. Dobbins, Kenny Gainwell, Jordan Mason, Jonah Coleman, Zach Charbonnet, and Nick Singleton. At receiver, we have Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Luther Burden, and Denzel Boston. And at tight end, we have Loveland and Kelsey. So, still not my favorite running back room, but it's better than what we had. I don't have no true cannons or someone who's really going to show, top end potential. I mean, you have Jonah Coleman, maybe. But you have him and Dobbins, so hopefully it's one of those two to end up being the bell cow, and Harvey ends up being the receiving running back out of this trio of running backs. Jordan Mason, you just hope that he falls in the end zone a couple times. Aaron Jones' role is pretty much catching, receiving, but he does play well when he's not banged up and healthy. So overall, I like Aaron Jones more than I even like Jordan Mason. Gainwell, you know what he is. He's the receiving, third down option there in Tampa Bay. Charbonnet has high potential if he, can even come back this season at some point with his knee. And like I said, Nick Singleton is that rookie upside swing. I'm content with my receivers. I'm content with having Joe's cigar smoking Burrow at quarterback stacked with Chase. And the fact that nobody took Burrow and allowed him to come back around, because my priority, Burrow was the highest rated, but I had Caleb. I had the two Bears, so I wanted to secure Caleb at quarterback. And, I got lucky. So we'll take that. We're up in 4 picks, 190. So right now we have 2 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 5 receivers, and 2 tight ends. What receivers do we have that I like? I'm really going to put it down to this. We got Ridley, Otten, Freiermuth, Stowers. 10, I can't do Stowers, so I'm going to take Muth. And we are done at tight end. We have 3 tight ends. Stowers would be the one that I would have taken, but he had the same bye week as Loveland, and it was a conflict of interest. So we will most likely draft the receiver with this next pick. I don't have no Jets. No, I have no Jets, so that wouldn't make sense whatsoever. Gino is just going to have to go. We're going to go with Ridley. And then with her final pick, we'll finish it off with one of these wide receivers. So most likely this team will end up being a 2-6-7-3 with Caleb stacked with Burden and Loveland, and Joe Burrow stacked with Jamar Chase. At running back, we have J.K. Dobbins with a handcuff and Jonah Coleman. We also have Kenny Gainwell, Jordan Mason, Zach Charbonnet, and rookie Nicholas Singleton out of Tennessee. At wide receiver, we have Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors, Luther Burden, Denzel Boston, and Calvin Ridley. And at tight end, we have Colston Loveland, Travis Kelsey, and Pat Fryermuth. And as I said, we will finish up this inaugural draft here with the Red Badger with a wide receiver. All things being equal, I like the uniqueness of this team, as well as us getting some semblance of a running back room, because we totally fell behind at running back. You got to figure we did not select our first running back until round 8. Round 8. But when I got to round 6 and 7, I was only banking on maybe getting one of the quarterbacks, either Caleb or Burrow. I wasn't expecting Burrow to come back, and when he did, it just pushed me from drafting running back even further. Um, like I said, the one area that I probably should have considered a running back would have probably been where I selected Malik Neighbors. I like the Nico selection. Nico's healthy. Nico was going in the end of the first round last year. So where he's at ADP wise, I would have done that pick over and over. Neighbors is probably the one question mark of where I should have taken a running back. With that being said, with Burden and being able to take Loveland too, and Swift was off the board, which would have left me either Monty or Bucky or Tootin. I mean, the uniqueness of having these three players without having to reach for them or pull them up was ideal. So we tried our best to catch back up at running back. We have one pick left. Let me queue up some more of these players, just so it makes it easier for me to make this last selection. I'm up in 2 picks. As I said, we're going to select the receiver, and this will finish off this draft with your boy, your man's, the Red Badger. And what we will do is we will take a late round flyer on. Yes, we will. We will take a late round flyer on Tyreek Hill. Let's see if he has a leg and can return. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all for, you know, eventually this coming across your timeline and you getting to, help someone new that's just starting out in this space and loves drafting on underdog. The issue is I already drafted. This would be my. This would leave me with 44 best ball mania drafts remaining. Um, yeah, I was getting busy, and now I'm trying to refrain from drafting them. I did get 65 of the puppy twos in. So some of these drafts going forward are going to be my final best ball mania drafts that I have. I'm just going to have to space out what I have left. And then whenever the puppy 3 might come along, or if I like any of these other contests, I still haven't drafted anything in the Pitbull. What was recently out? Was it the Pointer? Something along those lines. But we'll see. This is the first draft, and I promise you I will get better. I will get more comfortable. I will get more used to swinging around between these. So Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. One love, Red Badger.